Welcome back to the Idolm ster One for All.
Hi guys!
Hello.
I know you've all been waiting weeks for us to finish Chihaya. Believe me, we want to get started on this just as much as you do, but...
We had cons, and con crunch, and just about everything else in between. I got sick.
Yeah.
And now we have bad technology to work with. But... there is no issue that we cannot work around with enough determination. No matter how much it makes me want to tear my microphone into tiny pieces.
Don't do that. It's a $150 microphone.
Don't you dare.
Okay. We are...
I mean, I know we have two, but...
We're off. Wait. I should reset the script.
You should reset the script.
Oop. Okay. Chihaya is competing solo in a festival today. Not much longer before the show starts.
All preparations are in order. Producer? I wanted to ask, have we heard anything back from Leon's talent agency yet? Does it appear that we'll be able to convince her to give me a rematch?
Oh yeah, if there was one thing you didn't need to worry about, it's that. Apparently your name came up and she immediately took one look at her agent and said, book it. Left a message for you too. I'll be collecting on that debt with interest, my friend.
That's good to hear. It can only be said to...
That says I.
Oh, okay, I read that wrong. I can only be said to have won our previous contest by accident. Somehow, she noticed my emotional instability from her stage and became so concerned for me that she could no longer perform at her peak. Today's festival isn't against her, though, is it?
No, it isn't. That's further on down the road. You're both busy girls, just gotta wait for your schedules to coincide. Plus, I'm sure she'd appreciate having ample time to prepare for it as well. Speaking of which, there was one more correspondence from her agency. Apparently she'll be in the audience today. Most likely for the express purpose of scoping you out.
Reconnaissance. I see. Then the time has come to beat this plowshare into a sword.
Plowshare?
Yes, the plowshare called Diamond Dust, which was forged in the fires of my despair. How much more powerful of a weapon will it become when forged by the strength of heart that overcame that despair?
Reforged.
What?
Reforged by the strength of heart.
That's what I said!
You said forged by the strength of heart.
I did not!
No, we have it on tape.
I did not!
We'll replay and see what you said.
It doesn't matter.
Eventually.
Now, I forgot to tell you for this scene, do you remember that aura change thing that Leon did?
No. Maybe. That's not how you spell aura.
This was several episodes ago.
Which is probably why I don't remember.
Well, it's going to come up again, so that's your stage direction.
Okay. I don't remember what I did, but okay.
Then I guess you'll have to come up with it on the spot again.
Oh god.
Ooh, aura change.
Shh.
Congratulations, Chihaya. Another job well done. So, how did that new weapon feel in your hands?
Rock solid, producer. I honestly feel like I'd have a hard time losing to anyone with this. It's such a fantastic feeling. This powerful fountain of emotions from my heart. That sentence is weird.
Powerful fountain of emotions from my heart, freely and easily pouring
Okay.
out through my voice.
This powerful fountain of emotions from my heart freely and easily pouring out through my voice. I'm fairly certain it won't have failed to make an impression, even on our special guest in the audience. Impression is the word, all right. And I wouldn't make that remark lightly. You gave a phenomenal performance, Kisaragi.
Ugh.
Leon! You actually came to talk?
I wouldn't have asked you to take the time out of your busy schedule to meet with us. Thank you very much, Leon. No problem. Been a while. No, that doesn't quite add up in this case. Perhaps I should say, it's a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance. Chihaya Kisaragi, Unbound. Agreed. I would likewise say that the pleasure is all mine, Leon. When last we met, I watched in horror as you were torn apart by a power you couldn't control. But today, there was not a single shade of that weakness in the light from your song. You are the master of your music once again. At long last, the time will soon be upon us.
Oops.
Yes, I feel it's only now that I finally earned the right to challenge you in earnest. Not that I didn't expect this comeback, but that doesn't make it any less of a fact. You are one frightening girl. Though I'm sure our producer friend must know better than anyone by now.
How frightening Chihaya is, you mean? Well, if you're talking about...
Everything?
her resolve, I have to agree. You have no idea what she's put herself through to make it this far. Sometimes I'm convinced she's lost her mind.
Yep, that's who she is. I can see these things. I come out to feel the wind of an idol's song flash across my ears, and I can taste what her work means to her. And this one, plain and simple truth is, she has that resolve. Always ready to break through whatever obstacle presents itself, no matter what that entails.
You laugh, but this is how Leon sees the world. At least
Interesting.
At least in my interpretation of her.
As for you, my friend, I do think it's wonderful to see you back on your feet after last time, but play in our rematch like you did today and I will not lose. In fact, I'll go a step higher and say I would never forgive myself for losing. Because right now, I need to tell you from one idol to another, you're doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong?
What? Where did that come from, Leon? You had nothing but praise for her a moment ago.
I did, and I don't take back. I did, and I don't take back a letter of it. Kisaragi is honestly an incredible idol. I read that. My brain read my eyes saw idol, but for some reason my brain read tool.
Chihaya is an incredible tool.
And then I went, I am not gonna.
I am not a tool.
I am not Kanoi! Let's try that again.
Oops.
Unfortunately, however incredible you are, it's still possible to be going about it the wrong way.
You are really coming out swinging with this. Do you mean that to be... a point of advice?
That's the idea. Though you have every right to tell me I should mind my own business, of course. I'm afraid I just don't understand what it is you're trying to tell me, though, Leon. I only reached this point by looking inside myself, finding the course of action that worked best for me at every juncture. I didn't do it alone, either. I made the decision to walk this path alongside the one I trust more than anyone. If your claim is that said decision was incorrect, then I would strongly disagree. Understandable. Then I would propose, if I may, that you try giving some thought to my claim the same way, together with your trusted one. Also, your song today kept triggering one thought over and over, which I strongly desire to convey to you. But I believe that one would be best saved for our forthcoming grand rematch, where I can do so from the stage. That's the way it should be between idols. Till next time!
Leon, please, wait just a...
Well, I've already meddled this much. One last note is fine. Know this, Kisaragi. The Pied Piper of Hamlin has no power over me. The Pied Piper of Hamlin?
What?
And there she goes. I have no idea what she could have meant by that either. I feel like I've heard that before somewhere, though. The Pied Piper of...
I believe it's a German folktale, yes? Something involving a strangely dressed man, luring mice and or children into following the music from his pipe. But why would Leon have brought up that story in this context? The Pied Piper has no power over her. Is she saying, I'm the Pied Piper?
You think it's possible she just meant in general and wasn't specifically referring to you?
Not impossible, perhaps. But I can't so easily dismiss the other possibility as well, considering it's likely related to what she told me before that. She said I'm doing it wrong, and she clearly meant as an idol. What am I doing wrong?
Chihaya is participating in this all-idol sporting exhibition today. Though sport might be a strong word. Apparently she had to compete in kind of a weird event.
So it's a variety show. Oh my god, my throat. What even was that? Is it supposed to be wheat flour? Ugh.
Chihaya, are you alright? You seem to be in quite a bit of pain at the moment. What happened out there?
I was participating in a candy-eating contest, but fortunately the candy was all buried beneath this powdery substance, which I believe to be some type of flour, and... well, we couldn't use our hands, and we didn't have a lot of time, so in my rush to dig the candy out with my face, I ended up accidentally swallowing or inhaling a rather large amount of it.
Ouch. I wouldn't have asked you to push yourself that hard just to win, but once again you prove how frightening your resolve is. Hang on, I'll see if I can massage it for you. Would you face me, hold still, and just try to relax as much as you can for me, please?
You'll massage my throat for me, producer? Very well. Thank you. That actually feels much better. If a little weird.
What? What are you giggling at?
I'm still not entirely used to the feeling of actually being able to let myself ask you to do these things for me. Especially something like this. It's almost as if I'm turning into a cat.
Oh yeah, cats do like having their necks scratched, huh? Well then, maybe I'll go ahead and pet you some more.
Just don't expect me to start purring.
Look at that smile. Thank goodness I could help make her feel better. I should still get her a drink, though.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to do.
I'm pretty sure the producer didn't actually mention that in Japanese. Did you have something you wanted to talk about after the last scene?
No, I needed a drink, actually.
Okay, then go ahead and take a drink and we'll start the next one.
I started to move, like, I need a drink. Oh, no, next scene.
Speak up if you need to pause between scenes.
I try to be conspicuous. Because normally I can move fast enough that I'm back before the scene is loaded.
Scenes change pretty fast.
Yep. It just goes 1, 2, 3, pop, new scene.
Also, inconspicuity. Inconspicuousness. What's the noun? Inconspicuation. Pretty sure that's not the name of the channel. Sorry, I'm being weird. Don't throw your phone at me.
Why? It's already cracked.
Chihaya? It's almost your turn to audition. Though I'm guessing there's something else weighing on you pretty heavily at the moment.
Indeed. I still can't put it out of my mind. What Leon said to me the other day. I'm hardly the weak idol I used to be. I've stopped throwing myself into music as a means of escape. I've stopped running from my past, and I've mastered the song of my heart. And yet she says there's still something I'm doing wrong. I'm afraid I'm out of ideas regarding what more is in dire need of correction in that case. But I highly doubt she's the type of person who would lie about something like that just to throw me off.
Well, agreed. She respects you too much for that. Plus she's got that lust to compete against the most powerful opponent she can. It could only be because she wanted to challenge you to improve yourself even more in time for your rematch. I'm just as lost as you are on what exactly she meant, though.
From one idol to another, you're doing it wrong. Wait, one idol to another?
Yeah, there's a thought, huh? In this case, it might be more expedient to see if we can get a hint by talking to another idol about it. I'm thinking this must be one of those things that's easier to perceive from the outside looking in.
True. You and I may be unable to think of anything because of how much we've already been through together. But if we were to ask someone with an outside point of view...
I missed a contemplating line there for her. Anyone in particular you have in mind?
Yes, I know just who to ask. I'm sure she'll be able to help. Here's what I'll do, producer. I'll pass this audition, give my full power performance of Diamond Dust for the recording, then have her watch it on TV. Shall we?
So I'm guessing this idol you asked for help is another one of the girls from 765, correct?
Correct. I texted her the details of the broadcast before the recording, so... Oh, here she comes now. Welcome back, producer-san. Chihaya-chan! Don't worry, I got your text and made sure to watch you on TV. I appreciate it, Haruka. So, may I ask your opinion?
I see. So you decided Haruka would be the best one to ask.
Haruka? Okay, I guess I can see why, but Haruka?
They're gonna talk about it.
Okay. I did. I believe if there's anyone who can lead me back to the right path, it's her. She herself is an idol among idols, after all. Chihaya-chan? Where's this coming from? I'm pretty sure I'm not as special as you're making me out to be.
An idol among idols. An example for all of you girls to live by, you're saying. So that's why you asked her.
I don't agree with any of this.
Well, that's because we haven't played her route yet. But we've played her route in a Platinum Stars, though. There's a lot more depth to Haruka's character than she appears on the surface, if you really take the time to get to know her.
Says the person who refers to her as the vanilla idol.
Well, I just like to give her a hard time. Yeah, I can see that. I think.
I had a feeling you would understand as well, producer. I can always count on her to help me through these most critical moments. She's never once steered me wrong. Okay, now you're just trying to embarrass me. Everybody knows the one thing they can count on me for is to trip and fall. But come on, back to your question. You wanted to know what I thought of your performance, right? Correct. When you watched it on TV, what did you think? What was your impression? Oh my gosh, you were so awesome! I think this every time I watch you play. But I would do anything to sing as well as you, Chihaya-chan.
Nice. When you need an unabashed opinion, talk to the girl who wears her heart on her sleeve. Anything else, Haruka?
What else? I really like Diamond Dust. It's definitely a very you song. Oh, right, which is why I was having a little trouble figuring out why your expression didn't change the whole time. Because I was listening to the lyrics and I kept thinking to myself, yes, I love that about her. Wait, go back. What do you mean my expression didn't change? From your worried face. I know you, Chihaya-chan, and I know that face doesn't stay on you after you've gotten over something you were worried about. You make the prettiest happy face ever. Seriously, like the sun coming out from the clouds. There's a line in the song that goes, I'll keep walking no matter how hard it is to move, right? I think that might be my favorite part. Because that's exactly what I was talking about. It's just like you. You never give up, even when it seems impossible. You just keep moving forward with complete confidence that you'll find the answer you're looking for eventually. And you always do, and it's always amazing. So, I guess if anything, I was just sort of wondering why I didn't get that same feeling I usually get from you watching you sing Diamond Dust. I mean, I know the first part is about losing a loved one, but it doesn't stay that way, right? There's a light out there, free of grief and pain, waiting for me just beyond this veil of tears. Producer, I just remembered something very important. Diamond Dust is not a song of despair. It's a song for coming to terms with the despair of your past and moving on from it. Implication being that yes, there's something to move on to, which I hadn't been thinking about at all.
So, you're saying we might have only unlocked half of the song's true potential so far? Then if walking through your past, no matter how difficult, was the first half, then the key to the second half is the light beyond the veil of tears? Which represents... your future!
Precisely. I can hardly believe myself. I was so focused on the challenge of confronting my past, I managed to forget the original intended message of the song entirely. What do you do after you've overcome your past? You keep walking into the future. That may be the one part of the song I haven't found in myself to express yet.
Alright. Haruka, thank you so much. Thanks to you, I think we just found a major clue as to what we've been doing wrong.
Really? Yay? I mean, I'm just not sure I totally get everything that's going on, but I'm really happy for you, Chihaya-chan, and I'm happy I could be of some help to you both. Alrighty, if you don't need me for anything else, then I'm off. Good night, and good luck, Chihaya-chan. Producer, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. I mean, I can pour my heart into a song about my past. I have my memories to draw from in that case. But then, how can I do the same for a future I have yet to experience?
I'm pretty sure the idea there is to draw from imagination rather than experience, right? I mean, where do you see yourself 9 years from now? In fact, forget that. It can just be anything you want for yourself someday, really. Just think of one thing, like your dream house, or your dream job, or your dream lifetime achievement.
I'm afraid no particular inspiration really comes to mind. Well, that said readily.
Yes.
I'm afraid no particular inspiration readily comes to mind based on those prompts. My past and my present feel real to me. I sing and I can feel it all swirling through my mind. The pain I overcame, the fulfillment I've created in the present day together with you and everyone else. It's all real. But I just can't seem to grasp a tangible sensation of what comes after that.
That sounds like the next new ground we're gonna have to break. In order to unlock the rest of Diamond Dust's true potential, you'll need to come up with a clear vision for your future that you can sing from your heart.
Clear vision for my future. To mentally walk through alongside my past and present as I sing Diamond Dust. What do I want for myself someday?
Oh.
That was weird.
That was just when I used to record these using Elgato, it liked to it liked to insert those visual glitches at the.
Oh, okay.
I thought I cut most of them out when I put the videos together for recording, but apparently I didn't get all of them.
It's no huge deal.
I think I see one of my idols over there staring at that tree. Chihaya? It is you, Chihaya. Morning. What you looking at?
Producer, here, take a look at this. There's a cicada molt on this tree trunk.
A molt? Hey, you're right. God, it looks pretty ancient, too. How long has this been here?
Who knows? The molt yet remains, even though the cicada which cast it off has likely long since perished. They're such ephemeral creatures, spending all those years underground, only to finally emerge into the outside world, and then live for about another week. It's a little sad to think about.
Well, maybe, but... I mean, are you sure you want to be depressing yourself with those kinds of thoughts right at the start of your day? Remember the lights in the skyline? This molting could be another one of those things that changes its meaning, depending on how you look at it.
You have another way to think about this as well, producer?
Yeah, like, what if it was just part of the tree bark?
It obviously isn't, though. No matter how you choose to look at it, it doesn't change the fact that this molt was once the exoskeleton of a cicada.
Okay, fair point, but even knowing where it came from, maybe you don't have to think about it as just a shed skin.
And if it were not just a shed skin, what would it be?
What indeed? Yeah, I didn't think that far ahead yet, actually. A leopard print suit. Yes! This was that cicada's favorite leopard print bodysuit when he was growing up. How about that?
A leopard print suit? And why exactly are you supposing it to have been leopard patterned?
Because it was totally the big thing this year. I just know it. All the cool cicadas were wearing one. Like the kids were all in cicada school learning about animals and stuff, and one of them went, "I'm gonna be a leopard when I grow up." And it caught on more than anyone expected.
It caught on? Leopard patterned cicadas. Flying around everywhere. Producer, why would a cicada dress up like a leopard? That would never catch on among any of them.
I made you laugh, I win. That's more like it. Now let's get going, you.
Very well. Producer, I can't stop laughing. They're flying around in their little leopard suits.
I'm not sure I understand what was so hilarious, but apparently my attempt to distract her from her doom and gloom by being stupid worked. Hey, I'll take it.
It's a good thing I've had so much practice doing that from Yukiko.
I thought about giving Yukiko as an actual stage direction there. I must have ultimately decided against it. Chihaya's new lease on life continues today with a solo live. Though that hardly means we aren't still in need of more answers that demand more soul-searching.
From one idol to another, you're doing it wrong. Thanks to Haruka, we may be coming a little closer to understanding what Leon was trying to tell me that day. It's most likely related to the way I've been performing Diamond Dust, channeling only my past memories into it without expressing any emotion towards my future.
It does seem like something you could be doing better at the very least.
Though we're still not any closer to figuring out what she meant when she referred to the Pied Piper of Hamlin.
Yeah, that's the other thing, isn't it? Somehow I find that less likely to have anything to do with your future. How did that folktale go again? This pipe player shows up and kidnaps all the town's children by playing a tune that hypnotizes them into following him or something?
Correct. That's the climax of the story at any rate. I researched it as soon as I got home that night. He used his magical music to rid the town of a rat infestation at first, but after they refused him payment, he retaliated by using it on their children instead.
Right. So if she's calling you the Pied Piper, then the key takeaways from that story are what the music is used for, and the effect it has on its listeners. I think we can rule the infestation and revenge aspects right out, but that just leaves the children, the audience. Do you suppose Leon was drawing some sort of parallel between the children's reaction to the Pied Piper's music and your fans' reaction to yours?
That is a very viable possibility. There's no very there. Oh well. If so, we may be able to glean an additional hint by carefully watching how the audience reacts to this performance. Don't you think?
Alright, here's what we'll do. Just sing your song the same way you've been doing, and see if you can keep a close eye on their faces during the show. Watch for any big changes from start to finish. Who knows, it might not be unrelated to our other problem, too. I know it's a lot to concentrate on at once, but this could be the clincher, Chihaya. I really want us to try and get it done. You ready to go full power?
Yes.
Good job, Chihaya. So how'd it go? Notice anything from the audience?
Everyone was watching and listening intently. I believe they did, in fact, feel something from the song. However, there is one thing I noticed in particular, which concerns me.
Ah, then we may be onto something. What was it?
I walked out onto the stage and everyone was smiling, energized and happy to see me. Then I finished singing, and despite there still being applause and adoration, not one smile remained in the room. Looking out on their faces, I honestly felt as if my song had transformed the floor beneath them into a swamp.
Hang on. I'm having a little trouble wrapping my head around that analogy. Are you saying they all looked like they were... sinking?
Sinking. Yes, that may be the closest word to approximate what I felt from them. That sinking feeling you get after you've angered your best friend, or failed an entrance exam, or lost someone dear to you. Producer, Is it strange that I'm not entirely comfortable with this anymore? I know we both wanted an original composition that I could powerfully express using my own emotions, from the depths of my own heart, and it's turned out to be a very good thing for me. But after today, I kind of have to step back and wonder what I'm even doing with this power. Surely I don't want it so I could cause those looks to appear on my fans' faces.
Well, slow down, Chihaya. Isn't that being a little too hard on yourself? Diamond Dust is a ballad, you know? It's not one of those energizing, uplifting pop idol-y tunes for people to rave and go nuts to. You have to understand, that's how powerful your expression really is. You sing it, and the audience just gets taken away into the dull gray world of your past. It is what it is, in a way.
Is that something we just have to accept, then? That the song of my heart will... Wait! Producer, say that one more time!
What? You sing, and the audience gets... They get lured away by your music. Just like...
Yes, just like the children from the story, which would make me...
the Pied Piper of Hamelin.
Oh dear God. Producer, that's it. My problem is far greater than simply failing to utilize the full potential of Diamond Dust. When I sing that song and relive my past, I get so wrapped up in my own world that I inadvertently drag the audience down into it too. The last thing I ever wanted! No one else was supposed to have to share this burden.
Now it all makes sense. There's no way Leon didn't feel the exact same thing when she came to watch you.
It's just as she said. There really is something I'm still doing very, horribly wrong. I am ashamed of myself. I realize I've been doing the exact same thing I used to, before I became an idol. Just focusing on singing my song the best it's ever been sung, and not thinking about anything else. No different than my old coping mechanism. And now look what it's led to. I don't need that anymore, producer. I'm supposed to be over it. I don't want this to be how I sing anymore.
I understand, Chihaya. In that case, I would propose that we continue pursuing the strategy that Haruka helped us come up with, adding the light of your hope for the future to Diamond Dust. Not for the sake of its potential or anything like that. For the sake of turning it into the kind of song you want to sing. And that being the case, I must ask once again, what do you want for yourself in the future?
Yes, what do I want for myself? The one question I have yet to find an answer to. I know the answer must be inside of me somewhere, and I'd like to try looking for it. But not right now. Please allow me some time to collect myself and think about it.
No problem, Chihaya. Alright then, let's reconvene later tonight. Well, the day's almost over now. I wonder how she's doing. Was she able to find a vision for the future she can get behind?
I apologize for the long wait, producer.
Don't worry about it, Chihaya. Have you had enough time to collect your thoughts?
Yes, after much soul-searching, I finally figured out the precise reason why I was having so much trouble coming up with a clear vision for the future.
Nice. Does that mean you have one now?
Indeed. I realized I couldn't answer the question of what I wanted for myself someday. Because to ask that question, one must make an invalid assumption.
What? Oh, now you're just being obtuse on purpose because you like watching me figure these things out. Is that it? Let me see. The invalid assumption would be... that you didn't already have what you wanted?
Precisely. Everything my ideal future could contain is already in my possession. You're quite right. That never gets old. Right now, what I want more than anything is for these days to continue just as they have been.
Are you really satisfied with things just staying the way they are?
Absolutely. You're here with me. You're here with me. My friends are here with me. I have my music. My world is complete and my everyday fulfilling. Which is, of course, not to say I don't still see myself going places in terms of my career. But without that foundation to build upon, I couldn't imagine going anywhere. If absolutely nothing else, I don't ever want to lose the present day that you, I, and the others have created for me. Together. That's my ideal future.
Izumi is dying.
Yeah. Now I gotta mute because I know I'm getting a phone call.
Okay, it's probably a tux. Wow. I gotta say, I'm surprised, Chihaya. You've never been the type to be satisfied with where you're at before. I look back on all the work we've done together, and no matter what the relationship between us was at the time, it was always about the next threshold you wanted to cross over.
True. I'm a little surprised at myself, in fact. But I think a lot of people take for granted that simply living your ordinary life from day to day isn't supposed to be terribly painful, whereas I am one of the few who knows firsthand just how hard it can be to obtain that privilege. That's why I can say with conviction to hold on to that privilege, treasure it, and treasure the ones who made it possible for me. That is a future I can feel strongly enough about to sing from the depths of my heart. That is the light of hope that dwells within the heart of Chihaya Kisaragi.
That's wonderful. You did it, Chihaya. With this, we can finally turn Diamond Dust into a song you can feel perfectly good about singing. So how about it? The ultimate challenge still awaits us. You ready to take it on with confidence?
Yes. She's waiting for me there, and she deserves nothing less than the absolute best I can deliver. Watch over me, producer. This time I will use my newfound strength to break through these walls of ice from the inside, and when I do, I'd like your hand to be there for me to take.
Alright, now we have to wait for Izumi to get off the phone for the next scene.
Okay. You might want to type into the chat for...
How is it so far? Good last episode? I love Chihaya's roots so much. still can't believe I finally get to play it with you. Play it with my fiancé. My Chihaya. And we're back. As you know.
Okay.
Hello, I believe I have just spotted 3 of my idols walking together.
Oh my gosh! We were so awesome today. I had no idea how we were gonna pull that off at first.
Sorry.
We were gonna pull that off at first.
Perfect.
It seemed absolutely impossible, and then we actually did it!
Yep. When we're all together, we're invisible and stuff. No.
Haruka, Miki, and Chihaya. Hey girls, on your way back? How'd that shoot go? Pretty tough, it sounds like.
Producer, good evening. Yes, we are, and I'm sorry to say the difficulty turned out to be above and beyond what we had been prepared for. For a time, I feared we would have no choice but to walk out. But in the end, we found our footing and pulled it off. I think we're all feeling pretty good about ourselves right now.
Mickey likes working with these girlies. You can throw all the impossible tasks at us that you want. All we have to do is take them together, and suddenly there's no problem.
Really now? Sounds like you 3 must have unlocked some kind of ultimate combination.
I believe it's due to how well our performance profiles complement each other. Miki, for example, may be a slow starter, but once she feels sufficiently challenged, she becomes motivated to make full use of her natural talent and displays terrifying proficiency.
While Miss Prodigy over here doesn't even have an on-off switch. She starts amazing and stays just as amazing the whole time. Isn't she, Chihaya-san? Coolest hugging arm.
Yeah, she is kind of hugging her arm.
I, on the other hand, well, anyone watching would probably assume I was trying my hardest to sabotage everyone else from start to finish. And yet, even in the face of your mistakes, you press on undeterred, as if they had never happened. It's incredible to watch.
Miki doesn't think you're being fair, Haruka. Making your clumsiness out to be your amazing thing has gotta be cheating. No.
Ah! I'm sorry! Hey, wait! Chihaya-chan's the one who said that, not me! I totally didn't mean it that way!
You're exactly right, girls. All of you have different strengths, and you can use them to cover for each other's weaknesses. That's why I can be so comfortable sending you out in groups for these tough jobs, even when I can't be there myself.
Right, but as time goes on, our job offers are going to keep getting...
Perfect.
Right, but as time goes on, our job offers are going to keep getting even more and more difficult than this, aren't they, Producer-san?
Yes, and so will our lines, apparently.
I am sick! Give me a break.
I'm afraid so. When you get to be as highly ranked and successful as you girls are, people expect to be able to leverage that talent. Though you can also demand a higher price for it.
That's a contingency I wouldn't mind planning for in advance. Producer, what do you think we should do when the difficulty of our jobs rises beyond even our ability to manage together?
Good thinking, Chihaya. The reality is, it's a possibility we have to be prepared for. Well, when and if that happens, here's my advice.
Wow.
In that case, you always have the option to call in even more cavalry, don't you? There's no shortage of talented girls at our agency, all with their own specialties.
You're right! Like, if we're feeling overwhelmed, we couldn't go wrong calling in Yayui's energy to brighten our day, or the twins' antics to break the tension, or Hibiki-chan's competitiveness to rekindle our spirits. We also have a number of colleagues to fall back on should we find ourselves in need of additional wisdom. The shrewd, calculating mind of Nitsuko, the gentle, reassuring life experience of Azusa-san, or the preternatural insight of Shijo-san.
Ah. Makoto-kun's a terrific athlete. Yori's best at negotiations and being mean. And Yukiho rocks at generating feels. We have so many girlies that are great at all kinds of stuff that Miki isn't. It doesn't have to be and can take more naps.
Even if a challenge turns out to be impossible for the 3 of you, I'd like to see it withstand the combined might of all 13 of you. Does that make you feel better?
Totally. Girls, why don't we see if we can get some extra help next time, before we break our backs trying to manage with just the 3 of us? There's no shame in it, right? Still, I'm super proud of what we pulled off today. Let's keep this pace up tomorrow, too. 765, onward! 8! Oh!
Whoops. Oh, fuck, I killed the music. Stop. Okay. I hope 765 can continue to count on the tenacity you 3 bring to the table as well. Miki, your single-minded confidence that you can get the job done. Chihaya, your resolve to break through any obstacle, no matter the pains you must take. Haruka, your leadership and undying perseverance in the face of setbacks.
Aww.
I love that scene so much. You get to hear you get to hear the best thing about all of the girls.
Aww.
All right. Last chapter.
Yo, how goes it? The day we've all been waiting for, I must reiterate, though, Kisaragi, in my mind, it'd still be an unforgivable sin to let myself lose to you today. Kisaragi? Leon, I look forward to competing with you. May we both give a performance we can be proud of. Also, there's something you should know. I am no longer the Pied Piper of Hamlin. I stand before you today, a genuine idol. Is that a fact? Something has happened here, and my guess is that had something to do with you, producer, if I may call you that.
I don't mind. Well, we could just tell you, but where's the fun in that? Wouldn't you rather feel it from us for yourself on the stage? That's the way it should be between idols, isn't it?
You, my friend, truly are a great big deal. Kisaragi, I retract what I said. In your current form, I don't think I'd even bat an eyelash if I lost. But that doesn't dull my desire to win, either. How long has it been since I got to test my limits against an opponent like you? Show me the blazing nova of your true potential unleashed. Light belongs to shadow, and shadow to light. As one who knows deepest darkness, there exists within me a purest light which only I can sing, and I invite you to bear witness to it. You, my fans, my friends, and my producer. This song is for you. Oh my god, my skin is tingling! I need this right now. To our stages, Kisaragi! We have a world to eliminate.
Have fun, Chihaya. I'm right here with you.
I know. I'm here too.
Would sus.
Nicely done, Kisaragi. I remember seeing you play for the first time, as a guest judge at your Rank Up festival. I felt it then, just as strongly as now. This girl knows despair. Leon, this may be difficult to hear, but perhaps I should... You don't have to force yourself to talk about it. I told you before, I can just feel these things. Not that I need to be able to with a song like that. That song is the song of your heart, your pain and regret, your hope and resolve. Everything. Am I right? My past isn't the most uplifting melody either. I was used, betrayed, and thrown out. And almost every chance I'd ever have to get what I wanted out of life was robbed from me. Do you know why I first became an idol? Just because I wanted to prove I could do better than the ones who tried to sacrifice my future. Can you believe that? Petty revenge. And yet I pursued it single-mindedly. Until one day, when I had to stop and wonder, what am I doing? Where does this road lead? What even is there to be found at hatred's end? And is it truly worth spending my whole career fighting so hard for? For the first time, I saw myself for who I was. A hurt and angry little girl unable to accept what happened to her, thereby chaining herself to her past, singing for the sole purpose of being able to say she won against it just once. And I hated it. So I changed my way of thinking. I decided I wanted to turn myself into a girl I liked instead. And that is the moment that the genuine idol called Leon came into this world. I had no idea, Leon. You've been through a lot. When I began to see the flickers of those colors I recognized from my old self in you, well, I hope it's understandable that I'd want to stop you from treading any further down that path. Admittedly, I was rather confrontational about it. I didn't know how likely you'd be to take my advice to heart otherwise. Sorry if I upset you. No, please, pay it no mind. I'm truly grateful to you, Leon. It was already a privilege to perform against an idol of your caliber. But more than that, it was a tremendous honor that you would deem it worth trying to draw out the best in me to compete against. Uh-oh. Producer? Are you cool with me chest deep in this heartfelt conversation with Kisaragi? I mean, I like her, and I kind of like to talk with her some more, but if you're worried about me keeping your idol all to myself...
Ooh.
Just make sure you give her back when you're done with her, please. She's important to me.
Oh yes, your strong feelings for her were reflected in every echo of her brilliance today. But important might be selling it a bit short, don't you think? Kisaragi, my friend, you are cherished. I'm aware. It's the strongest feeling, though.
Strangest.
It's the strangest feeling, though. I've spent my entire young adult life despising what happened to me in the past. But now, I don't think I could conjure a trace of that hatred again if I tried. It's as if that tragedy has become an inexorable part of who I am, which I wouldn't want to trade away for anything. I can scarcely believe I just said that. What is happening to me? Oh, just the march of time, I think. That's what it'll do for you. There's no wound that can't be healed. Nothing lost that can't be made up for. It just takes time. That's how I've come to think about it anyway. What's an idol without hope for the future, A Pied Piper, apparently. Alright, I'd love to stay and chat more, but we're both busy girls, I'm sure. Producer, you need my thanks. I got to go all out against one spectacular idol today, and I have no doubt it's because you were there for her, doing what you do best.
You're too kind, Leon. I need to thank you as well. You could have just been another one of those idols who only cares about winning and crushing any opponent in your way by any means necessary. Instead, you cared enough about Chihaya to reach out to her and help her grow, as an idol and as a person.
Well, good job on beating me this round, but don't count on me letting it happen again. I always come back even better than before, every time. Wrong voice. Leon, before you go, if I could ask just one more question. Yes? When you came to watch my show before, you said it triggered a thought that you wanted to convey to me in our rematch. But I'm afraid I don't quite possess the talent that you do for feeling these things, so... Would you mind telling me once more? Well, I don't think it's anything you haven't already figured out for yourself, but of course I don't mind if you want to hear it from me. Kisaragi, isn't it wonderful to be alive? Till next time, then. Let's sing to each other again soon. Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you so much, my friend.
Chihaya spent a long while gazing after Leon as she left. A gaze I'm positive Leon herself could feel, even with her back turned, even after she disappeared around the bend. This is the festival I've been wanting to arrange for Chihaya ever since our first match with Leon. It was everything I hoped it would be for her, and so much more. Well then, shall we, Chihaya?
Yes, I believe we shall, producer.
Also, since I never got a chance to say it before Leon found us. Thank you for showing me the true splendor of the song of your heart. And giving me the greatest accomplishment of my career, too.
Seriously?
I'm sorry?
You're the one trying to thank me? Surely you realize that every word of gratitude from your mouth will only make me want to return it to you, over and over and over, for at least an hour, per word.
Well, we don't have that kind of time tonight, do we? Maybe we can start that up some other time.
I do believe I would like that. Home sweet office at last. Producer? Is anything wrong?
Oh, no, sorry, I just got a little distracted by the little kid walking with his mother over there. Hasn't learned to walk all that well yet, it seems. I just thought it looked kind of dangerous.
Maybe so, but he's still trying with all his might to keep up. To keep walking, no matter how hard it is to move.
Alright, what's distracted you now?
Producer, There is a possibility that I could become a mother someday, isn't there?
What? Is this a trick question, Chihaya? I'm not sure I know the most appropriate response in this situation.
My apologies. I didn't intend to be hinting at anything necessarily. It's just the thought happened to occur to me while watching the two of them. Wonder why just now, though. You'd think this would be something that I've thought about before, particularly when I was trying to imagine my future.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? I want kids someday is a fairly common long-term dream for people to have. You're right, there is always a possibility.
I feel attacked. Hey, can I tell you a secret? I don't know if I'll ever have children one day or not, but I think if I do, I already have a dream of one thing I'd absolutely want to do for them.
Really? What's that, dear?
I would want their first memory of their mother to be of her taking them in her arms, holding them close to her heart, and whispering, "I'm so happy that you came into this world." I identify with her so fucking much!
Alright, one last scene, and then I want to talk about something real quick.
Oh god.
In regards to that last story scene. Oh, Chihaya is indeed up on the roof of the building. Wonder what she's doing up here by herself. Chihaya? Sorry to disturb you, but I have to ask, is there anything I can help you with that brings you up here?
Ah! Producer! No, go away! I mean, if you wouldn't mind leaving me alone for the time being, please?
Not here.
What are you acting so embarrassed for? Pretty sure I didn't walk in on you changing or anything. I didn't presume you to be into that sort of thing.
But my heart is exposed.
Obviously, I wouldn't attempt to change my clothes up here. I was just trying to find a quiet, private spot where I could practice a few voiceover lines. The roles I've been cast for all happen to be terribly embarrassing to voice, shall we say? which I don't necessarily object to, mind you. I understand I am an idol and I have a professional obligation to utilize my talent as it is called for. But I just don't feel comfortable practicing in the lesson studio because I was too fearful of the prospect of being overheard, so...
Makes sense. But if that's the case, why don't you just practice at home?
That's precisely what I did at first, but then... Producer, can you imagine what it feels like to speak a line you know is horribly out of character for you, and then catch a glimpse of your face in the mirror immediately afterwards? I haven't been able to bring myself to do so much as take the script home with me ever since.
That traumatizing, huh? Okay, but wouldn't it be better to at least have a second opinion to help you figure out whether you're improving? You can show it to me, if you'd be comfortable with that. I don't mind. I promise I won't make fun of you.
Of course not. You would never think less of me for doing my job. Shouldn't have let my own personal discomfort prevent me from seeking your opinion much sooner. Very well then. These are the 3 out-of-character roles I was referring to. Which would you like to hear first?
Oh, wow. This is a pretty wide range they're asking you for. Let me see. Could you show me...
Oh, God.
The Ninja Girl. How about that one?
Ah, the Kunoichi. As you wish. Oh God, I am darkness, and my blade stays for no evildoer. I am Chihaya, Kunoichi of the Kisaragi school. In the name of my master, your life is forfeit.
Holy shit, that was so cool, Chihaya! I knew you were getting to be a better voice actor. Keep that up, and I'd say you've got nothing to worry about.
I see. I'm honored you would think it does me credit. However, do not presume to put a price of mere words upon my heart. That was also in the script.
In a script within a script within a scene.
Thank goodness. She seems to be feeling a lot better about herself
She just picks
now.
up the stack of papers and does this to hide her face.
I think Ninja Chihaya is well on her way to becoming a big hit.
Well, at least it's not other voices that Kage has done.
Okay, at this point we all know I voiced a fucking prostitute!
Or other things.
There's an option in there that just says the slut.
Is that the one you translated to Valley Girl?
No, that I was just being stupid.
Oh.
That was you know what they call a gyaru?
Oh, okay.
Gal.
Yeah, there was an entire anime called Super Gals that I was obsessed with for the longest fucking time.
Yeah, there have been a couple of those. But that's not what I want to talk about. The last EX story scene between Chihaya and Leon, there's a moment anyone who's paying attention to the Japanese will probably call me out on this among any number of things, but after Leon walks away and Chihaya is calling out after her, in Japanese she actually calls her sensei.
Ah, okay.
Which, it's an interesting case study in the art of translation, because you know the way I write, I like to have dialogue that flows naturally in English,
Yeah.
while getting the same points across as the Japanese, and you can't tell...
Sorry.
You're fine. You can't tell me that it wouldn't be awkward to have Chihaya suddenly call Leon something like my teacher or my
She's
mentor
not Teddy.
out of nowhere, right?
She's not Teddy.
But those aren't the only things that the word means in Japanese. It all relates back to one of the core values of their society, the idea that the people who have your elders have seen more of the world and more of life than you have, and in order for you to grow into the successful human being you need to rely on their wisdom and experience. So that's the point that Chihaya is getting across there. She's trying to mark Leon as someone she admires and respects and desires to take after. Hello, Sammy. So the challenge for me is, how am I going to get that across in a way that flows naturally in English?
Okay. Is that the last scene for Chihaya?
I wasn't done talking.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And I eventually had a thought with what's a certain catchphrase that I've written into Leon's English dialogue that gets across her natural, easygoing friendliness. She calls everybody my friend. So I realized that by having Chihaya repeat Leon's own catchphrase back to her, I could demonstrate not just through her words, but through her actions, that Leon is someone she admires and wants to take after. And the fact that it's Chihaya of all people calling someone her friend just gives it that much more of an impact. Sorry, I'm ranting, but
No, you're fine.
it's an interesting case study, and I just really wanted to talk
Is
about
that the
it.
last scene for Chihaya?
Almost. I believe we have one more omake scene for
Okay.
you. A bonus blooper outtake.
Okay. Then let's do that, and then I'll go to the bathroom. While you set up Makoto.
So,
Oh, hi, Oz.
this is, if the video will fix itself, this is one of the scenes that just randomly plays while you're looking at the menu screen in the office, and I thought it was really funny, so I wanted to include it.
Okay.
Azusa is lost and needs directions, so Chihaya is in the middle of singing practice but decides to help her out. But Azusa reassures her she doesn't need any help. She'll find her way eventually. Now, keep in mind, the way that, with how small the office is and where the camera is positioned, there should be no way for Azusa to get to the other side without crossing in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of freaks Chihaya out. Are you sure you don't need any help? I can stop my singing practice if you really need me to help you out. It won't bother me in the slightest. No, that's okay. I'll be fine. Just you do... Okay, fine.
That's weird.
And again.
How?
And at this point, Chihaya is just starting to get a little bit tired of this.
How did you get from there to there?
Azusa teleports.
That's just how bad she is
Azusa
with direction.
is an
She
alien.
breaks space and time. And so she does it
She's breaking space time continuum.
one more time, and at this point, Chihaya is just trying her best to ignore her.
She's like, alright, I'm done.
I'm not dealing with this bullshit anymore.
And from there, the scene just repeats itself.
Okay.
Okay.
You set up Makoto. I have to run to the bathroom
Yes,
real quick.
and that will be all for Chihaya. We did it. We got through her. So,
Yay!
and there goes a Sammy. Scaredy cat. All right, we're going to set up the next episode and then start up Makoto.
See you guys soon!
Bye.
Hey guys! Do you like our content? Do you want to support the show? Click the link in the description below to visit our donation page. All proceeds go towards new and better equipment and games you want to see us play. Everyone who donates will get a special shout out at the end of future videos, and we're currently working on setting up some special perks for you. If you don't want to donate, that's okay too. You can support us by subscribing and clicking that bell icon so you get notified whenever we put out a new video.
Thanks for joining us today, fans. Miss an episode? Click the box on the left to catch up on Let's Voice Act the Idolmaster One for All.
There's happiness to be found in other pursuits as well. The box on the right will lead you to anime reviews, product reviews, and more on Izumi Reviewsumi.